Now, I've had this theory that I've been keeping for a very long time, and I don't really know how to put this, but this actually revolves around a certain someone, and I bet you all know who it is, and his friend. And my theory is, where exactly did Chad and Jeremy come from? Now, I've been rewatching Replaced over and over again, and it made me question on how did J.J. Quintel come up with this idea for Chad and Jeremy? It's kind of awkward and it feels very random, and I bet we all might know where do they exactly come from. So first off, I'm gonna go start off with the most common rumor that is always brought up. They're named after the 1960s band Chad and Jeremy. Okay, for starters, I looked this up and Jeremy did not have glasses in the band. That was Chad Stewart, not Jeremy Clyde. So, that literally ruined Jeremy's character right there, but he kind of looks hip in the glasses. But still, I would have liked it better if he took his glasses off for once so I could just see those white eyes of his. Don't worry, you'll see that in Jeremy the movie soon. Moving on, the CalArts. Now, we remembered back then when J.J. Quintel said he would take names out of a hat and that what the name was, he would turn into an actual character. What if what he pulled out of a hat was Ostrich and he just randomly came up with the name, and for anything, why did it just have to be something random? He just said, maybe he just said Jeremy, or he said, okay, we'll have the ostrich to be Jeremy, we'll have the possum Chad. That'll never happen again, because more comic are more important. I don't essentially think that's true either. I mean, Chad and Jeremy are really popular, but they have a fan base. They're just blatantly used as a fan base, and they're just on DeviantArt. They're not in regular show, and pretty much they're just in the background. So now, as cameos, they're just staying there. But we'll never know where they actually came from. But moving on to the part where they're not in regular show anymore, but okay, they're still in a regular show, but they're just not being shown. And I don't think they can deserve that kind of treatment. I mean, remember Thomas? He was gone for a few episodes, but he came back. Remember Guys Night 2? And Dumped at the Altar? He made a cameo. I mean, other characters from other episodes have made cameos besides Jeremy, Chad, Doug, etc. They're loved by fans, but they're just not loved in the regular show universe. Instead, they're just in the background. I mean, Doug's in jail. Who knows where Chad and Jeremy are? Ice Storm and Igby are still in Pops' mind. The list goes on. I don't even want to explain anything else because, alright, I do want to explain, but I don't want to go too into detail because of the horrid cameo. But what raises even more questions is, why the cameo? We remember in season 5 in Every Meat Burritos where they show Chad and Jeremy's cameo where they're just eating burritos in a jungle car. Why, if anything, why did it have to be Chad and Jeremy? Why couldn't it be some two random guys sitting in a car? Humans! Why Chad and Jeremy? I mean, did J.J. Quintel think that just because I said I wanted to bring Jeremy back, I meant back in the show, back in the series, have him as a main character, make Chad likable. Don't have him as a cameo. If you make Jeremy a cameo and Chad, they're not going to get that much respect. Instead, they're going to get criticism. Now, I know Tumblr and Twitter and other places, they have spotted the Chad and Jeremy cameo, but recently I've seen multiple comments on they brought him back, oh I miss those guys. Fans are asking for them, and I'm not the only one because we all know for a fact that I'm not just the only one that likes Jeremy or Chad. I have to like Chad because I put him in Jeremy the movie. I don't like him, but I have to like him if I ever want him to be back in regular show. And that's the thing. J.J. Quintel will think that I only like Jeremy, and he has to say you have to like both of them in order for them to come back. What's to like about Chad? Haven't I already told you in the Chad rant all the stuff that's bad about Chad and only a few redeeming factors? the majority of it is why he's just so unlikable. He's mean to Jeremy, and he has a Crash Bandicoot-looking appearance. He resembles Crash Bandicoot, the Naughty Dog version from 1997, and I'm talking about the Crash Bandicoot 2, not the first one, because that was lacking animation. What I'm just saying is that I need to like both of them in order for them to come back, because I like Mordecai and Rigby. I like them, thanks to Regular Show the movie. But what's holding me back is I need to like Chad in order for Jeremy to come back. And I don't think I can do that. It's just painful. But if it's only to bring Jeremy back, then I have no choice. I gotta give Chad the white flag. I surrender. Okay, I like you now, Chad. Just don't ever be mean to Jeremy again, and don't give him any more dirty looks, because I'll be checking in with you guys. And, let's not forget Jeremy's negatives. Oh, boy. You will not realize how many other negatives I have about Jeremy, even though I like him. First off, let's just start off with the neutral face that he did and replaced. I mean, he does it like 2 times, and it just gets really degrading. I mean, like I said, I've watched it over and over, and I can never get over that neutral face. It literally destroys part of his character. And not to mention his stupidity in the episode where he doesn't know what's going on while Chad's the only one. Like I said, he is stupid and replaced the first half because he doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, he sees couples, he's still questioning it. And again, the neutral face, and it only takes him about, I don't know what, 1 minute 30 seconds to realize what's going on, and then he just gets mad. That's it. And I was just about to say, okay, Jeremy, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But then when he shows Mordecai, he earns my respect back, because it shows that he's a fighter, and I love fighters, i.e. Tekken 3 and Street Fighter. But just that one part literally saved him from being one of my favorites, because we already know the other parts where I like Jeremy, where he's kind of ignoring the noise, but he gets fazed by it, and he gets upset. Again, neutral face, and then he just tells Mordecai to stop, but it just, alright, that part right there, I don't really agree with Jeremy's opinion. I mean, it's a pizza party, man. You're a guy too, and I never addressed this before, but he says dude like 2 times in the episode, like, well, he is kind of like a Mordecai clone, except he's albino, and that means white, by the way, and he's kind of different, but alright, okay, I get the point where he's the counterpart of Mordecai, but he kind of lacks more of his own personality. I mean, he's not entirely like Mordecai. Okay, he says dude, he's a guy, he's about Mordecai's age, he's 28 now, he's gonna turn 29 this year. My god, he's older than me, gosh. Not to mention his small size. Thank goodness for he was the younger brother. Okay, back on topic. Now, again with Jeremy, I won't ever forget that part where he makes that fist pose. He's fighting Mordecai, and the highlight of Replaced has to be the headlock scene that he does, as well as Chad using takedown on Rigby. Alright, that's another point for Chad. I like his takedown. I mean, did Chad turn into a Pokemon all of a sudden? Okay, now that part right there, I kind of give a point to Chad for that tackle, or whatever it is, takedown, he's using it on Rigby, but literally that point definitely goes to Jeremy due to his headlock, and that's literally a thing with me now. I literally like the headlock. I mean, it's just so good, and not to mention the face he does, that's more of the redeeming factors. But, of course, we all know that they resigned because the job was too crazy, and they fly off with their cell phones and they're never seen again until the cameo. It's like, okay, so they're in season 3. They're nowhere to be found in season 4, but season 5, they're sitting in a car eating burritos as a cameo? What is the deal right there? I really just don't understand that. I mean, these obscure characters that weren't in regular show for a long time are now used as background characters. I don't know if J.J. Quintel did that on purpose, but I think he just did that to get the fans' attention into thinking that Jeremy would come back. And I will be blatantly honest with you, but the Jeremy cameo came out the same year as the Crash Bandicoot cameo in the PlayStation 4 commercial, where he's on the sign. Now that is hinting out even more stuff. I mean, I'm not just talking about Jeremy right there. Crash Bandicoot was also mentioned in the PlayStation 4 commercial as a cameo in the same year. So, literally, Jeremy and Crash Bandicoot are the ones I really want back. I mean, I want Jeremy back in regular show, and I want Crash Bandicoot back in the video game industry. He was the first game I ever played, and I'm dead serious. I played Crash Bandicoot 2 before I played the original. What else do you think is my favorite game? Answers your question. But continuing on, let's not mention the fact about the Easter eggs that Quintel has put in regular show entirely. Like, first off, let's start off with lunch break. Now, I will say this, I will apologize for my original lunch break review. I was totally angry at Mordecai wearing Jeremy's hoodie, and I was like literally pissed off, and I literally like just wanted to use flamethrower on Mordecai or blast burn from my Typhlosion. And but then I realized it's just not worth it. I mean, I don't know if J.J. Quintel's just putting it there to think that Jeremy is coming back in season 7. He's doing a poor job of advertising it. It was a good try, but by all means it wasn't enough. I mean, just that hoodie right there is kind of evidence showing that Jeremy might come back. But I don't really know exactly if Jeremy's coming back because it isn't so Chad's white shirt or his shark tooth necklace. I mean, I'm sure Quintel wanted to do that just to trick me into thinking that Jeremy would come back, but he does it again, this time in regular show the movie. Remember Jablonski? He has a similar voice to Jeremy, and I'm like, is that Jeremy and a human? Because when you really listen to Jablonski's voice, you can hear a little bit of Jeremy in it, because Roger Craig Smith did the voice of Jablonski, and I will give credit to that he did sound like Jeremy, and that's up to 3 Easter eggs for Jeremy and only 1 Easter egg for Chad, because there weren't any Easter eggs left for Chad. I mean, he only has 1 while Jeremy has 3. Why is that? I mean, let's recap. The cameo, Mordecai wearing Jeremy's hoodie, and the voice in Jablonski. It's 3 different hints, guys. Do you really think that he's coming back? I just really want him back so badly. I mean, I literally liked Jeremy for 4.5 years now, and that anniversary video I did right before I did the Kids' Choice Awards rant of 2016. That literally shows how much I really care about Jeremy. And I'm really sorry if this video is too long. I'm just trying to address this and wherever he is. But I don't know, J.J. Quintel, your episodes of regular show have improved, but I still don't see Jeremy. I mean, there are some places where you do have him. He's in that big book of Benson Freakouts, he's in the Replace section, or he's just in the poster on that Comic-Con thing he did in 2013 as well. That's a 4th hint, he was in the Comic-Con poster. Or you're just having Jeremy just not shown anymore with Chad in the background. Empty. Or maybe the fact that you realize that Jeremy has a really bad fan base! Yeah, that's probably another reason why Jeremy's not coming back, because of that horrendous results of the FanPop fan base. Like, they gave him a 23%, while Chad had like 77%. I mean, who would even give Jeremy 23%? I mean, he said the most lines in the episode, he had a good design, he's adorable and cute, and his headlock is the highlight of Replaced. Out of all those things, why did he get a 23? He's not icky. I like him. There's nothing wrong with Jeremy except his neutral face, his stupidity, and that freaking cameo. That is literally a point taken off for Jeremy. Like, I just can't handle him being neutral. I don't like his stupidity in Replaced, and I definitely don't like that cameo since it gave me nightmares. I don't even think that's Jeremy at all. When you think about it, he's got more of a different design, and that's probably the fact that it was not by the original storyboarder, which was John Infantino. That was Sarah and Owen. I think they did it to make him look a little bit older, but if Jeremy was to be older, don't change his hair, don't change his head, keep it marshmallow shaped, don't turn it into a hot dog. You had Chad's design perfect, but you had to mess up Jeremy's? I can't even look at that thing. I mean, like, what is that? I mean, that is blatantly not Jeremy at all. It's like 50% freaking Jeremy, you morons! You know, if you watch both Replaced and Every Meat Burritos and you see the design of Jeremy, you'll literally see for a fact that that's just not Jeremy at all. It's literally Dogwood's Ditto that transformed into a poorly made Jeremy. It's something completely unrecognizable! I mean, I'm amazed at how they do stuff, but that right there is a nightmare! I will say this right now, but that Jeremy cameo is worse than Mortal Kombat! There, I said it. The Jeremy cameo is worse than Mortal Kombat. I'll say it again. The Jeremy cameo is worse than Mortal Kombat. I mean, I'm afraid of the game. Just the arcade version. The PlayStation version. Not the new ones. They're decent, but I never played them. But seriously, the Jeremy cameo is worse than Mortal Kombat. Not because of it giving me nightmares, but because of its ridiculous design that's worse than anything I've ever seen. I mean, the original Jeremy and the new Crash Bandicoot of Crash of the Titans is so much better than that worst design ever. So, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I'm sorry if this took forever, but it's just blatantly saying who owns Jeremy, why he's not respected by the public, and how much I hate the cameo. You may comment and say if you think it's Jeremy in the cameo or it's not Jeremy, because, okay, it might be, but he just got a really bad makeover, and alright. That's pretty much it. Laters.